What's up, guys? This is the up-to-date post-ban list version of G.A.S. We're going to start with 4 Wanyumons. It's your draw Tama. Whenever you swing and you have a tamer in play, you get a draw card. Next up, we play 4 of the BT15 Gabumon. Start of main phase, if you have Mat, you get to draw a card, and you will always gain blocker at start of main phase. We play 3 copies of BT5 Gabumon. On play, you get to add any Garu card and an Omnimon that is revealed. Very good searcher. And then we play 1 copy of the limited to 1 Gabu X. Obviously, he reveals 4. You get to add any 2 Garu cards to your hand or X antibody in name. So he can add almost 2 cards every single time, but he cannot add Omnimon. And then he, of course, does have the inheritable that is good, where you bottom deck 2 cards to stop yourself from dying from battle. Next, we do play 3 of the other Gabu X. This one can grab Omnimon, which is pretty good. So on play, when Digivolving, you get to reveal top 3, add 1 card with Garu or Omni, and then 1 X antibody, but we don't play X antibody in this deck, so you're never going to grab a second card off of that one. Next, on to level 4s, we're playing 4 copies of BT15 Garurumon. Whenever you Digivolve into him, if you have a Tamer with Mat, you get to draw 1. If you do not have a Tamer with Mat, you get to play a Tamer with Mat for the reduced cost of 3. So this will play your Tamer for 1 memory. And then his inheritables, draw 1. Very, very good. Then same lineup for the X antibodies. You play 1 of your limited to 1 boy, and you play 3 of the other ones. I don't think this card needs to be explained. He draws you a bunch of cards, he gains memory, and he has the battle protection, and this is your battle protection. Next, you play 2 copies of EX1. When Digivolving, you just get to draw another card, which is very good. We want to draw as many cards as possible. And then his inheritable is if you have 8 or more cards in hand, you get to gain a memory. So obviously, you're always going to be gaining the memory off of that. Then one of the most broken cards in the deck, the Enabler of the Loop. That is Sagittarius mode. So Sagittarius is on play and when Digivolving, stun one of your opponent's Digimon, it cannot suspend. And then your turn, when any of your Digimon or Tamers with Greymon or Mat and Sheeta are played or Digivolve, you may Digivolve this card into a Garurumon in name without paying the cost. Obviously, that's really broken because that's what allows you to keep looping your EX1 Metal Garuru. That's why he had to get hit to 1. This also, of course, works for any level 6 with Garu in the name. Possibilities are infinite with that. And then his inheritable is when attacking once per turn, D-Evo 1. Very good. You do play 3 of the Blitz Greymon. So Blitz Greymon is also able to Evo on top of him, so he is an ace potential for your deck. On play when Digivolving is D-Evo 3, one of your opponent's Digimon, which is very good. This outs a lot of boards just by hard slamming them on the board. And then he has Alliance and Blocker natively. And then his end of your turn effect is 2 of your Digimon may DNA Digivolve into Ultra S specifically, and then 1 of your Digimon may attack. So you don't have to attack with the Ultra S, but 9 times out of 10, you're attacking with the Ultra S. Next, the Garu package. We're playing 2 of the BT5 Metal Garurumon. When Digivolving, if you have a Digimon with Garuru in your sources, literally always, you are going to bottom deck one of your opponent's Digimon with an on deletion. This does come up. It can bottom deck any of the Megidra cards. It can bottom deck Puppet cards. It can bottom deck a lot of cards. This is it actually does come up. And it's a when Digivolving, there's less steps required to do it. And then his inheritable is just when attacking, gain 1 memory. So this combined with the EX1 level 5 means you're gaining 2 memory off the swing, which is very important. And then next, 1 copy of our boy limited to 1. It should have happened, let's be real. If this card would have stayed at 4 for the entire format, it would have been very degenerate. When Digivolve, you can gain 1 memory for every 4 cards in your hand. You draw like 1 billion cards, so this is almost always free, especially because you're usually Digivolving 4 free and then gaining memory off of it. Then his when attacking is basically the same thing as BT5, but you just need to have a Tamer on the board and 8 cards in hand, and then you can bottom deck something with an on deletion. So that can also come up. But yeah, this card's disgusting. This 3-card combo is so broken. And then a one of that I'm playing in this deck just because Mirage. Because sometimes 1 busted dog means you have to play the other busted dog. You can't Evo for free, but just being able to use this as both a floodgate or a cheap Evo for a level 6. Plus he can potentially bounce a card or, strip a security. So it's very good. You do not have to play this card. If you don't want to play this card, the new Crescaroo Ace is also an option. So, but if you're going to play 1 band dog, play the other band dog. Why not? And then next, we are, of course, playing 3 copies of Ultra S. The menace of the format, everybody's boogeyman. So when Digivolving, if DNA Digivolves, he's immune to everything, Digimon and option cards. And then, of course, you delete all of your opponent's Digimon with the highest level. You get that part no matter what. The DNA is the immunity. And then end of attack, you may play one card with Greymon or the version 1 trait, and one card with Garurumon and the version 2 trait. If you play any cards off this effect, tuck them into security, and rinse, recycle, repeat, do it again. Next, we're playing 4 copies of the Kai and Matt, the EX9 one. So on play, you may return a Digimon with Greymon, Garurumon, or Omni in name from your trash to your hand. If this effect doesn't return, you may draw a card. The returning a card is a you may, so you do not have to do it, so you can always draw a card if you don't feel like recycling a piece. And then all turns, he has the exact same effect as the BT17, where if you play or Digivolve a Digimon, you can tap this and gain a memory for 1 for a Greymon, 1 for a Garurumon. Moving on to the options for mental training. Obviously, we're playing an OTK combo style deck, so guess what? We're playing all of the cards everybody hates. That's right, 4 of him and 4 of this. 4 Wisteria. So training, 2 cost, reveal top 2, add any blue card, that's 95% of the deck. You're going to be grabbing a card almost all the time. Wisteria, 3 memory, reveal top 3. You can add a red or a blue Digimon specifically. And then the delay here is to reduce Evo by 2. The delay here is to gain 2 memory. Simple, easy to understand there. Then next, we are playing 2 Blue Scrambles. Blue Scramble's very good. Lets you recycle pieces. It lets you Evo for a reduced cost of 3. Being able to recycle the piece and play a level 3 can actually bail you out in games that you're not able to full OTK, because this deck gains so much memory that you can play a level 3 at the start of your turn and then climb all the way up into an Ultra S and just kill your opponent. So this is a very good card in the deck. You do want to see it. Last but not least, Island of Adventure. Any deck that plays Ultra S should be playing Island of Adventure, because you can recycle your Ultra S after you've used it and then immediately go back into it, especially since the Blitz Greymon lets you do it end of turn. So even if you pass turn playing the Island Adventure, you can go into Ultra S anyway. And that's it for the deck. The deck is still pretty good. The level 6s you can kind of mess with. You can go with Crest Garurumon engine. You can go with Mirage if you want to be spicy like me. But overall, the deck is still very strong. It can still kill an OTK most decks. If you're playing against another OTK deck, it's kind of a 50-50 now. You're not as consistent, but it's still fun. It's still fun, you can still play it. You can still take it to your locals and absolutely dominate. But, if you guys like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and we'll get you next time.